All right. Good evening, everybody. From my perspective, there's a little bit of a delay. I cannot see the synchronized race yet. Anyway. So tonight we have a no logic race between JDSilvergun and Krithel. All right, so the race is starting. I still do not. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. So from your perspective, the race should be starting momentarily, and now mine as well. All right, there we go. So, start is relatively standard. Almost all runners will check Lake Hylia Island here. Not all of them obviously check the guard prize there. Did not see the item on Lake Hylia Island. But then almost everyone checks Hobo here. This is a quick single item, and there's never really a faster way to get to it. Can't really combo it with anything else. Krithel gets that trait quickly. Silvergun is having a little bit and that you can do it once you move that high. Anyway, JD will check the island item. Go 20 rupees. The other thing we're going to do here is Krithel will swim through the wall here and check Ice Rod Cave with this. You will also then be able to set up a water walk coming out to do some things. I imagine with the waterfall ferry and the Zora ledge item. You can do other things from there, but that's typically what gets done. Ice Rod Cave is another place where it's a quick item and you don't really have a better time to do it. So the JD saves and quits away from Hobo. The Ice Rod Cave Moon is relatively new, a matter of weeks, not long before this tournament started, so not all players necessarily know it. It's very useful though. So many of them do. JD is doing something made popular in overworld, which is immediately check the crossbar because we start with food because if it's some ending, it's easier. So Krithel sees a boomerang there. He wants it. There's a new way to get to that. But little jump is right there. It looks like he tried it but failed. Boomerang may have use later in combination with other items. Right, medallions are always nice. One of the barriers can be getting the Mire crystal. We can get around the medallion to open Mire, but it can be very painful. More medallions, the better. And Malmo, if you're running Couch's Tracker, the guards are the arrow pack. Malmo is our tracker this evening, and commentator for many races, and tournament administrator, and curator of this mode, and many other things. Successful player in this tournament. A little bit of variance here in the routes. Krithel checking the lumberjack right away. Some players will do the Lost Woods and then go up the mountain. Others will head straight to CAC. There are some items we'd like to have before going to Kakariko. A bottle is one of the obvious ones. Check Sick Kid. Flutes around. We might as well get it before going to Kakariko. Maybe doing the route I mentioned. He's Lost Woods to Lumberjack, and he should go up the mountain in some way or another. Oh, he will not check the Lumberjack at all. Perhaps he forgot. Oh, he wants to know his full tier. Or maybe he thought tier 1 was those 80 rupees he got. I want it again, but it looks like it was probably tier 2 or 3. Meanwhile, Krithel is going one of the ways up the mountain. We screen wrap and get behind the rock by jumping down to it from the top. JD is going to go up the mountain a different way. He's going to end up simply walking through the screen to the right, and he will end up jumping inbounds near the next rock item. The use I did not think of for the boomerang, locating yourself while rescuing the old man. They both have the hair big key. That can be nice. Save them maybe a couple falls in hair to open that door some other way. Boomerang coming in handy yet again to get the basement cage item in hair. JD uses his last bomb and will not be able to check the other item. I'm not sure that's a great use of that bomb, but it will not hurt him too much. There's the map chest. I believe that's the map chest item is not useful. I'm not sure I don't think he did get the key here. So, not really many exciting items yet. JD did not rescue the old man yet, so we'll be doing that. Krithel has no bombs. No way to defend. This is going to be an interesting spiral cave. And no bombs to open anything in Paradox Cave. may simply end his route here. We may see some pause buffering. Nope, we did not make it. JD, meanwhile, is in the old man cave. Collects the old man. I hope he falls in the pit. Yes, he does. So when you die with the old man in tow, you simply respawn where you collect the old man. So that was simply a health refill. Alright, so I didn't catch up the first one. Swamp is the green pendant. That is good news, I think. Some of the things we might have to do in Swamp, especially without preserve control. So we won't necessarily have to do any of that. Both going for a screen wrap off the bottom of the mountain, both to do Graveyard Ledge. And part of the reason you do this is to stock up on bombs. Another reason is that you can exit this and go into the useless fairy hole over there and get a Houlihan. Money is important in No Logic for buying potions. We would like all the money we can get. Krithel does Houlihan. JD going to follow suit. With those bombs, it looks like we might be in the south shore for Krithel. Boulder Cave, but sometimes it isn't. Ice Rod. So that is an interesting item. Nice to not have to be looking for that late game. Aside from being necessary to kill Tronics, it does some other useful things for us that can be rare to see. I'm not sure every player's up to speed on those tricks with the Ice Rod. We had magic would be useful here in Mini Moldworm Cave. So with plenty of bombs, what should happen here is it gets the items out of Mini Moldworm Cave. We will do some shenanigans in that doorway bottom there. Get himself to King's Tomb. Krithel, he could have corrected his camera to see what that item was, but he did not. 80 having a much harder time with his mini Moldworms is going to be low on bombs, so he'll need to get that trick early. He does the same thing Krithel just did. Oh, there were bombs in there, I forgot that. Okay, so he's going to set up a water walk, okay. So the bomb juice arc, that particular bomb juke is kind of tricky, so he does not do it for now. Now my tracker saying Nothing of apparent interest in that invisible chest in Kingstone. Krithel makes a mistake going up the mountain there and gets stuck in the wall. For people that play fighting games, the correct input to do that portion of what Krithel was doing is a half circle back. He's abandoning that route. Go up the top. Odd geometry there. Let's jump back in bounds. Better equipped for this round of Spire Cave. He does have the bow. And of course, when you do have the bow, you slide right by that mini mold. Or not. JD. The slip up here to the Zora ledge item is a bit tricky. You're gonna have to manage the Zolas doing fireballs at you. Firebars. He doesn't appear to be totally comfortable with dash buffering here. This is hard for him. At the very least, he'll probably do the old way where he has to go all the way around. Like I did. Lamp. Where in the did not see what was in the bottom of Paradox Cave, but I don't see anything on the tracker that was of any interest. So for now, the lamp is merely a fire source. Actually, lamp and ice rod, can we... Tacho, you here? Can we overworld conveyor with this? Do we need Samaria? Thinking that we will be able to overworld conveyor these items that would be fairly advanced, I think. Meanwhile, if you want to get into places the normal way, there is a glove of the blind side. Interesting that JD is not going for that. The crystal information is fairly valuable. He changes his mind. You need to know that down there. Okay, so he might do it from the other side here. Yep. I missed it, but tracker says we got the Thieves Town big key. I'm guessing that was in the well. That is a cave state key. I'm sure that cave state key is important to us for opening many doors. Normally, if you did not get a cave state key, otherwise you would do the escape sequence, and the key on the ball and chain yard is a cave state key. We may never see escape. Unlikely to, well, somewhat unlikely to see escape now. Now merely a not very dense item location. Turtle Rock Small, I have seen those become relevant in the end game. On the library. Not interested in the blue mail. Being able to die when we want to is more valuable. I believe we have this desert small. Yes, we do. However, we're not going to eat. Well, I have seen players use it, and I thought they would, but we're probably not going to use it. Can be useful elsewhere. Bottle. There we go. The bottle could us many places in No Logic. We may want to dump that berry out of it right away to be able to. You might want to death warp after doing max life, but I'm not setting up to do that. Oh, now he is. Probably gonna. Yep. Another Turok small key, so 2 should be enough for everybody. And Ruthie's there. Deep bomb chest. Sets a bomb. His camera is broken, so you didn't see it, but he did. He'll be back at the front of desert. I'm probably going to do checkerboard and Agatha. And he may have forgotten. He has nope. Okay, so we're also going to do K45. JT looking out of the mountain here. He is probably setting up to. Yep, he's going to do King's Tomb a different way. We're going to pick up that rock by not having the mitts because we're not sure why, but it's a glitch. Bombs, not quite nothing, but Cannon's Tower big key. That would be nice if we didn't already have the Thieves Town big key. Ganon's Tower big is another cave state key. So Ganon's Tower, Thieves Town, Hyrule Castle, and Pod. So finally, 20-minute Kakariko go check for JD. Our bottles are. We've got some nice items. Bow is nice. A bottle is nice. So we'll do. We are sort of running out of easy choices, Mike. So Krithel doing the back of escape. He could check Dark Cross here. No, he couldn't. He doesn't have the key. He could do a bomb juke, but that's a little exotic. That would get him the pyramid item, but he does not do that. So Krithel gonna do some shopping. If he knows exactly what he's gonna do, he's probably gonna get a green or blue. Sort of suspect a green, and then I suspect he'll do Uncle into Thieves Town. Getting a red. Not sure what we're going to do with that. That can also be used to go to Thieves Town. But that's not what we're doing. Oh, we're probably going to Pod. Pod, and then a YBA to Hera. No? Where are we going? We are going to Pod. So those cave states keys I was talking about, we're going to be using one shortly. We are officially in a cave, which are all the same as far as this game is concerned. And those big keys I was talking about are keys that work as big keys in cave state. Meanwhile, because there are no keys in caves, the game sets your key count to 255. So we have all the small keys we want and a cave state big key, so we will be able to do... We could do everything in Pod. He could even kill Helmosaur. That'd be a little unpleasant. I suspect he will not kill Helmosaur on this trip, and purchasing the bottle also suggests that. Purchasing the red potion suggests that. It'd be a little tricky doing Dark Maze with these items. Oh, well, it would be if one of those items wasn't the lamp. So small key to Pod. If we hadn't already spent a key, that could wrap around our key count to 0. But harmless so far. So JD getting his bottle there in desert. Out of the Pod big chest, we got Ether. As I was saying, medallions are nice. To avoid having to do bad things to get the Mire Crystal. The single arrow did not move far from its vanilla location in Pod. Not sure how useful the Mire Big Key usually is. So Krithel is saying he's a proficient hoverer. Sort of have to be able to get this just this way. I mean, a little... yeah, I thought he might abandon it there. Part of the reason is he may want that health to do something else on the right side of Pod. He may be going to Hookshot Cave here at the end of this. I thought he was going to go to Hera and then maybe Swamp. But he could go from here to Hookshot Cave to Ganon's Tower. That would be another option. And that would be also suggested if he picks up the arrows here in this room, which he does. I think the red boomerang is added value with the blue boomerang. Alright, so he is going to do the bomb juke to Hookshot Cave here. So he's going to break his camera. He's going to run around more here in Pod. This movement here is a little tricky, but this is why he did not get the big key chest in Pod before. This is quicker to get it that way. Now he's going to run around again. forget if you have to do an additional trick. The same bomb juke he just did, but I think you just walk through the door and end up in Hookshot Cave. And there we go. We are now in Hookshot Cave. There were fairies in that room that he bombed open the door to do the trick in. Interesting that he's going to exit. Yeah, so he has a fake Dark World. I'm not sure I'm going to explain that now, but that's why he's able to run around in the Dark World as Link, despite not having the... Oh, right. No fairies in Cave State Pod. Yeah, so when we got to Pod, we actually wrapped around from the top of the Underworld map to the bottom. Or no, excuse me, the other way around, from the bottom to the top. And we lost synchronization with the sprites doing that. Sprites still exist, but they are offset by a room, so they're loaded in a room you cannot see off screen. So, no fairies to pick up. Krithel tried to hover in Pod, so of course he'll try to hover Hookshot Cave here. So, overall, nothing useful comes from hovering. I'm nice to see that. We did get the mitts out of Paradox Cave there. And I forget where we got the shovel, but I don't think it was Paradox Cave. Excuse me, Super Bunny Cave. Yep, so now we're going to Ganon's Tower. Yeah, this is part of the reason why... Well... So he was getting the arrows, so that said he was always intending to exit Hookshot Cave and get sprites back. He could have come here straight from Hookshot Cave and not had to fight Amos Knights. So, one invisible item there, rupees and a pod small key otherwise behind Ice Armos. Oh, and he slashed his sword to show that we got a sword. So, sword behind Ice Armos. Can you dupe that? That is a question we always ask when we find a sword. Off the top of my head, that would be pretty difficult. I'd have to bring up my EG map and stop watching the race. So I'm not going to do that right now. Right, JD discovers the stun prize as a bomb. Bombs can become a problem. I believe we were seeing that in one of the races earlier tonight. So that is a valuable stun prize. So JD is going to jump off the ledge here and sort of off the bottom of the map. He's going to end up in Aga Tower. Aga Tower can be orphaned for quite a while, so he could be getting items that his opponent Krithel may not for a long time. If ever, even. So, JD, however, not having the sword. Okay. I've never seen the gold guards killed quite like that. Well, Krithel, I think, failed the juke in the door there in Ganon's Tower, maybe? I think that's what happened. He did get silvers off the torch. Ran out of bombs. Does not know the sun prize the way JD does. Don't think he checked it. He did get the flute, though. Flute and a sword are nice. Flute, not so much for access as mobility. So JD, despite having a cave state key, is going to do escape anyway. I expect Krithel to try to avoid this. Sword in the map chest of escape. Wow. I do not know of a way to do that. That'd be difficult. Yeah, that super tile's off on its own. Alright, Sick Kid, I think, gave us a shield. I've missed where our first shield was. So Krithel purchases bombs. A little odd that he didn't get the upgrade, having the flute. Yeah, so he could have fluted and gone to the island for the upgrade, but this was a little faster at the expense of not having the extra bombs. Krithel might be doing Hera normally. There are other things you can do in Hera, so it's not necessarily the case. Alright, so unfortunate heart refill for JD. He wanted to Death Warp. He will do it anyway, but it will be slower. He did get the sword out of the map chest, so that could be something Krithel never gets. Meanwhile, it seems likely that JD will do Ice Armos at some point. Again, this tower is a high-value area, and killing Ice Armos is a common way to get there. Yeah, so that confirms it is the tier 2 pull that was rupees. 80 rupees. So, stun prize is bombs. Tier 2 pull is 80 rupees. I don't think Krithel knows either of those things. So it's somewhat valuable information that JD has that Krithel does not. He may know about the stun prize. It'd be a little surprising if he didn't. So Tracker Melmoth is saying that Krithel probably knows about the tier 2 pull. Good old NMG Moldorm. Almost gets him. Ah, right, yeah. So that's something that can trip up a lot of people, and tripped up me and made me think. Had several people in the community running around wondering if there was a bug with a Randomizer seed. When the Octoroks rock, when those rocks hit things, that counts as an enemy dying towards the tree pole. So if you run around on screens with Octoroks, you rack up kills as far as the tree pole item, the tree pole tiers are concerned. Oh, we are getting an overworld conveyor here from Krithel. Looks like he got it, and is now trying to position himself. So we're map wrapping off the top. I don't know why we would. Where does I've seen someone do this, and not someone has to be Taj though. This is Meyer? How is this Meyer? From the light world? Looks like he made a mistake. And if you do, if you make a mistake in that state, things are bad. So our tracker is saying he hardlocked, which sounds right to me. I think he had just saved and quit to do this trick, but he might have actually lost what he did in Hera. We will have to find out later what's going on with Hera. He's trying again. It looked to me like he saved and quit, like he knew he did it wrong and was able to get out of it before the problems happened. But if he didn't, he probably saved and quit to do this anyway because this is so dangerous. I don't think this can corrupt your save file. In case you were wondering, some glitches will corrupt your save file, and the rule is, if that happens, you must restart. You must delete your file and start over. Ah, okay. So I believe what happened there is he was not lined up to get stopped by the chest properly. Yeah, Krithel is untracked Hera, so he probably lost Hera. Hard locking there. Yeah, so there are a couple things that are disallowed in No Logic because they are deemed too powerful. One of them is the exploration glitch. This game is a little complicated, but there are layers in this game. Most of the underworld has 2 layers, and most of the game is on the upper layer. You can, through various ways, get on the bottom layer when you shouldn't and run around under the whole game, and that is disallowed. So Krithel found himself in that state by accident, and you must save and quit. You cannot do anything in that mode. So he's going off the top of the map into Lost Woods, which I guess exists in a area above the overworld map in memory. So he's falling into the Thieves' Hideout to get to the underworld, and Misery Mire happens to be north of the Thieves' Hideout in the underworld. I don't know what Krithel is doing wrong. I maybe have seen this once before, but I don't know how he was slightly off in one version of that glitch compared to another. And this is sort of an exotic glitch, so even Malmo, who is in this tournament and doing well, does not know quite what's going wrong here. So JD is in here. I'm not sure he has killed Moldorm yet, but he's trying to go to Swamp to use his Harris small key to unlock it. He is getting an up teleport instead of a down, so he's off by a pixel. Krithel's going to use a blue potion. I did not see him buy a blue. It's interesting. But he has one way or another. And he's going to use it to refill his magic, which is an accident. What he wants to do, though, is do a fake flute in the Dark World. That will give him Super Bunny state on the Overworld. And if you grab a pull location in Super Bunny state, you will get a link state. And what he'll probably do with that is run around on the Dark Overworld, opening things up, but not going in, so that he can get into them later. He may simply go straight for Hype Cave, though. Moldorm almost got Krithel on the first fight, does get JD in his fight. Krithel once again fails the fake flute. So, I guess I'm not sure I totally agree, but there is a rule of thumb in the no logic community. If you keep failing a glitch, maybe go try something else and cool down. It looks like maybe try something else to clear your head. It looks like Krithel's going to continue with this, though. So JD has now got Hera done. Probably has a crystal lead. We believe Krithel lost his kill of Moldorm in a hard lock. There we go. Krithel gets his fake flute. And he grabs the front of Thieves Town to get a link state. So he opens up but does not go in. If he were to go in and then exit, he would be once again a bunny. So he stays on the overworld. He opens a brewery, but again, does not go in for the same reason. One of the important things he's going to do here is check the Meyer medallion after doing the dig game here. And no doubt open it if he has the medallion. So JD was in Dark Cross for some reason. Don't know how he got there, but I don't think he found anything interesting. Yeah, so, okay, tracker saying he wasn't Hera, and you can get from Hera to Dark Cross. Pretty common. Unfortunate. Meyer is Bombos this evening, or this morning for Krithel. It is, I believe, almost 8 a.m. in Britain for Krithel. And it is almost 1 or 2 a.m. for JD. Excuse me, 2 or 3 a.m. So Krithel gets another bottle off Sick Kid. He could have left that, excuse me, not Sick Kid, off of Stumpy. Could have left that item to get Link State later, but I think with the bottle, he'll just pay the blue potion price for Link State from now on. Alright, so JD now in Cave State Pod as Krithel was a while ago. Krithel ends his tour of the Dark World by going into Hype Cave. If he were to exit Hype Cave from there, he'd be a bunny, not having the pearl. So Krithel not yet going back to do Hera. I guess he knows there are no interesting items, and he'd rather save Moldorm for when he has a better weapon. Sensible thing to do. We see Thieves and Meyer are crystals, so that Meyer being Bombos to open it is going to become a problem. We do not, I don't believe we yet, well, no, we have 2 bottles. We can get around that, but it'd be extremely painful. So Krithel does a Death Mountain descent, jumps off the bottom of the mountain as a bunny. He's probably going into Thieves Town with this. does not even check the bumper ledge item, which is interesting. Yeah, so what he's going to do, he's going to take damage. Well, he's going to die in Thieves Town one way or another. He was trying to take damage on the overworld, but that thief got in the way. This will give him link state in Thieves Town. It will also give him link state on that one screen of the overworld with Thieves Town, so he can check the brewery, the chest game, and C-shaped house. However, he is going to go through Thieves Town first. So Thieves Town is a crystal. We do have this big key, so I don't think we'll see any shenanigans here in Thieves Town from Krithel. He will simply clear it normally. Often, you will come into Thieves Town in cave state from the Uncle Passage to get around the fact that you do not have the Thieves Town big key. Commentator is reading chat, but trying to focus on the race a little. So JD has cleared Pod in a way that suggests he is not going to do what Krithel did and try to juke the door to go to Hookshot Cave there from the right side of Pod. All right, reading chat here. Just hopping in, can someone get to speed? Now that is a loaded question. What's your starting point? Do you know what no logic is for this game? Because if you don't, I definitely cannot get you up to speed. We're doing lots of glitches to get around the fact that the items are placed without regard to beatability, but we should be able to beat the game anyway. As far as the race goes, Krithel has been more efficient and more capable, has done more glitches more quickly, and found more things. That's interesting. Oh, JD is setting up a quadrant glitch. He is trying to go to... he's simply going to do it a different way. He is trying to go to Hookshot Cave here. Yep, so he's going to try to hit the bumper and release the sword on this sword spin on the same frame. It should break his camera from east to west, and we should see that in a minute. I suspect he got it, or he wouldn't be running around. He should be able to know whether he got it. I suspect he just checked and found out that he didn't get it. Our tracker now mentioning that Krithel knows the stun prize. Valuable information. The stun prize is bombs, and Krithel is low on bombs. JD did, in fact, get the quadrant glitch. You can see the mimics from peeking from the other side of this warp room. So JD, the way JD is going to be in Hookshot Cave is going to be a little different, I think, from the way Krithel was. And he'll have a different choice to make about what he does afterwards. There'll be some question about what he can do with the camera if he chooses to go to GT, although I'm not sure I saw him buy a potion. So I don't know he can go to GT. Alright, so JD corrects his camera a bit to be able to do hookshot cave here. You can see he's desynced from the sprites. I'm not sure that's what he wants. I think that means he would not be able to kill Ice Armos. I think that means he didn't do what he wanted. Maybe he's got it correct now, though. All right, meanwhile, I don't think Krithel has gotten anything. Oh, no, I see the hammer. I did not see where he got the hammer, though. Hammer in the brewery, so we could check the Thieves Town big chest. Just go straight back there. JD collects his mitts out of... so we're in the light world now, right? Because we were only in the dark world for the Thieves Town screen. Once we left that screen, we entered the light world normally. Oh, he may be in fact going straight back to Thieves Town big chest. Yeah, so Krithel has not checked the uncle yet. Not done escape. I'm not sure. Well, since I don't race this mode too often, it's hard for me to evaluate what he's thinking about in terms of his options. Meanwhile, JD is trying something fairly difficult. I'm not sure why. Normally what you do is... So, what he wants to do is use a potion on the same frame as the transition from this south room to the north room. Okay, so now he's doing what I thought he would. So there's a way with bombs to snap yourself onto the correct pixel. He looked like he was trying to avoid that by simply timing it. It looks like he's doing it again. Interesting. But that's difficult to come out of your save and quit menu and then use the potion on the correct frame. Alright, so I was saying that Krithel may never get that sword out of escape, and he does just that right now. JD's still working on a YBA here. If he gets it and is able to kill Ice Armos, he will get a sword from behind Ice Armos, and they will be even on swords. Alright, JD does in fact get his YBA, so he will be getting his second sword. Alright, so you kill Armos, Ice Armos in Cave State, or Water State, Swamp State. You get a boss heart. Because reasons. So JD thought about what item he had for a minute there. He may have discovered that it is the Master Sword for him. He may not. He will discover eventually. Yep. A couple slashes there strongly suggests that he knows now. So, Captain MD13, thank you for the raid. This is hard to explain if you don't already know some of what's going on. But this is a no-logic race of A Link to the Past randomizer. The items are placed without regard for logic. You might think that makes the game impossible to beat. And it would be if we didn't allow so many glitches, or would be most of the time if we did not allow so many glitches. There's a couple very powerful glitches that are not allowed. However, the game will almost always be beatable. I have no idea why Krithel's... Oh. Yeah, he just got here in Dark World, so he's dying for Link State. JD collecting some goodies out of Ganon's tower that Krithel already has. JD thinks about... So there is a way to get to the left side without the hammer. Looked like he was thinking about that for a second. Krithel, meanwhile, is back here with the hammer that he got out of the brewery in Village of Outcasts. So he will not worry about that glitch. And get the Stalfos room normally. JD will activate his flute, I suspect because he knows a different set of glitches and Krithel will be going elsewhere. Alright, so Mushroom is interesting. You could decide to save that even after checking Magic Bat. Because Powder, in combination with the hook shot, enables some very useful glitches. Oh, Krithel, right, has the lamp, doesn't need to worry about Powder, so at least for that purpose. So JD is going to check the shovel spot. Shovel was in pod somewhere. I think on the right side, but maybe not. Alright, so with Fire Rod, Krithel starts thinking about go mode. So Swamp and Mire would both be very unpleasant. Well, no, Swamp is the green pendant. So we're not going to have to do that. We don't know whether Turtle Rock is a crystal, but we could beat Trinex. We know Mire is a crystal, and we do not have its medallion, and that's terrible. We only have 2 bottles, so Krithel would have to do a multi-minute sequence of glitches to be able to get the Mire crystal, on top of getting to Vitreous from another dungeon. In fact, he may need another bottle, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure he can both get into Mire and kill Vitreous with what he has. I suppose he'd have to do that overworld conveyor he tried and failed before. I think that would allow him to kill Vitreous. Yeah, so our tracker Malmo making a reference in chat to "Oh no, go mode," where technically you can beat the game, but it would be terrible to have to do all the glitches that you would need to do so. So Krithel is once again going to single frame clip off the bottom of the mountain to go to Lower Dark World. Probably going to try to get... I don't know why he's doing this. I suppose he's going to do some Skull Woods. That would make sense. With the Fire Rod and Sword, Skull Woods should be simple. Yeah, so Krithel, I think, is in go mode. But as I said, it would be terrible. Let's see. Can we... Yeah, we can... Yeah, I thought he might do that bumper ledge earlier. So, meanwhile, JD is going to do a glitch in Desert to be able to kill Lanmo. Oh boy, and once he's gonna... So he's going to time this the same way he was trying to do in Hookshot Cave. And in fact, he did do it in Hookshot Cave. Our tracker was saying that this is safer in the sense that you won't necessarily accidentally drink the potion doing this. Alright, so now he switches to a different tactic of bomb snapping. Where he gets directly onto the pixel, but then must press Y and up on the same frame. For this particular version, he also had to charge a sword spin and release it during the potion refill, which he successfully did. So now he is in the Landmo fight. Meanwhile, I did not see all the items in Skullwoods, but I did catch out of the corner of my eye the Moon Pearl. Alright, so JD gets a pendant from Landmo. I guess there is a case for not picking up that pendant, but because Swamp is also a pendant, I don't think that was a consideration. If Swamp were Crystal, you might think about leaving that pendant on the floor. You may need the mirror for that. So Krithel, wow, that is important. So Krithel gets Bombos out of the big key chest in Skullwoods. So that will allow him to get into Mire normally. He also has the... Yeah, so... He also... Does he have any Mire Smalls? I guess it doesn't matter. Because he can open those doors. So Krithel now has a much easier path to collecting the Mire Crystal. So JD got powder from Landmo and gets the cape from Magic Bat. Yeah, so getting to Vitreous is easy enough. I think one bottle or one Mire key would be nice. If he doesn't get one of those, he may need to take an extra trip from Eastern Palace. To open some key doors in Mire. Meanwhile, he kills Mothula. So Krithel would still like some items, but he can both kill Vitreous and collect the crystal. Another sword for Ganon would of course be nice, but we do have silver arrows. Krithel has the hammer out of the brewery, so Trinex wouldn't be terrible. So JD falling behind Krithel by a couple minutes here is going to do a fake flute here to get Overworld Super Bunny and take it somewhere. Right, looks like Krithel is going to finally buy a bomb upgrade. He may go into Ice Palace afterwards. Don't think either player has complete crystal information. JD got a pendant from Landmo, and both know Swamp is the green pendant from Sahasrahla. So here we go. Krithel is going to do some amount of Ice Palace. It'll be interesting to see whether he skips chests. Yeah, so there are very many ways to do this particular clip that Krithel is trying to do in Ice Palace. There, he gets it. They all have some quirks. So not having Samaria, Krithel will have to do... I'm not sure why he did that. Krithel will have to go through ice the old-fashioned way. He didn't go for the Pengator chest. I suppose he'll do... He may finish ice and then decide later whether he wants to go back in for items, depending on the item he gets. He'd like to see Samaria or Hookshot, the major items, outstanding. But he can do without. Another bottle under the sword would both also be nice. There, JD fake flutes to 7. Gets his link state from the hole there, the statue there. Opens Hype Cave. Are we going in Hype Cave? We are not for now. So if you were to go in Hype Cave without the pearl, JD demonstrating that Hinox die to a single bomb. Looked like he was going to go for a clip to the East Dark World, maybe check the pyramid item, but he abandoned that, is now going west. I'm not sure he is. Yeah, I think he's seen the Meyer medallion. Krithel, meanwhile, checks right side of ice looking for items and gets a bottle. So that with that third bottle, he may stop checking. Like he might, sure, he'll get this chest here in right there on his path, but I don't think he'll check iced tea. Doesn't have the Ice Palace big key, of course, so he has to go this way. Yeah, skipping iced tea. So Krithel is in semi-go mode. He'll still check things in his way to try to make things easier for him. But that third bottle, I think, makes things a lot easier. Welcome, SpeedGaming. I believe you were watching another No Logic race, so thankfully I don't have to try to explain that again. You were watching Coxla versus someone. Either way, the winner of that series will get the winner of this series, which has just started. So, to catch you up to speed, Krithel has demonstrated a stronger comfort with some of these glitches, and he has, there we go, we finally see our last pendant. That is Turtle Rock. So, Krithel has many nice things that JD does not yet have. Bombos is the Meyer medallion that is in the Skullwoods big key chest. Krithel does not have full crystal information because he does not know Lanmo is a pendant. So Krithel here is in pretty comfortable go mode. Having all the medallions, he definitely has the Meyer medallion. That was Bombos. It was the last one we got. Swords are not easily dupable. One is behind Ice Armos, the other is in the map chest of Escape. So we may end up on Master Sword here. Yep, so Krithel is boss rushing. Is he? Oh, right. No mirror. Yep, so Krithel's going to statue drag the Helmosaur. JD might be doing that. He may be going elsewhere with this. He could be going to... Well, nothing really makes sense here. So I think he's just going to kill Helmosaur the same way. Except you want to reload the dungeon if you're doing that. I guess he just wants bombs. Okay. He does not have the hammer. Fair enough. That was not a good statue drag from... Okay, that was the first part, so it didn't matter. There we go. First try. No problem. Never a doubt. So Krithel's doing statue drag a little differently than I do. Didn't look right to me, but he does it successfully. So you have to be careful about not facing the statue there as you walk out of pod. Yeah, okay, so JD got it. I was worried there he turned into that statue, and that can disarm the stored statue drag that's part of this glitch. Boy, that also didn't look great to me. There we go. I think JD still has this. That's very far north. That might have been a mistake, but I'm not sure that's the direction in which there's a problem. So yeah, he also gets it. So Krithel, so for those of you all just joining us, Krithel beat Hera, attempted to do a overworld conveyor map wrap from off the top of the ether screen to Lost Woods, with the goal being to get into Mire. The actual thing that he did was hard lock and have to reset, so he lost his Hera clear. So he chose to abandon Hera until later. Oh, I forgot. I think he had the S-Rut anyway. So there being nothing in Hera, he simply chose to put this off until he had better weapons than the fighter sword that he had the first time he was here for Moldworm. Everybody's favorite no logic stun prize, bombs. So suddenly Krithel has 5 crystals. He just needs to beat Eastern and Mire. I actually forget if he opened Mire, but that won't be a problem. To beat Eastern, he's going to have to open the big key door. He will probably do that from Thieves Town. Looks like he's going to go to Mire first, though, to open it. He has a small... I think he has a Mire small key. I think that's what I'm seeing on the tracker. That makes this a little nicer, a little faster. So I didn't fully take stock of what potions Krithel bought there. He's probably going to use 2 of them to beat Vitreous here. Get the Mire Crystal on one trip. Very nice thing to do in no logic. JD now going to the Uncle Passage. He has already been here, I believe. But he's going to go to Thieves Town here. Takes some damage there from the big spike to be able to use the red potion. He will end up in Aga Tower after backing off exactly 2 pixels. And he will YBA north here. I think it's a spin. Yeah, it's a spin. And do it with a green or else problems. Now we're in the Vitreous fight. Meanwhile, JD gets his YBA into Thieves Town. We actually have the Thieves Town big key. That was one of the first big keys we got, so he does not need to run around opening doors. He can just reload the dungeon and clear it normally. If he chooses to open the brewery first, he will get the hammer, be able to check the big chest. So the items that JD is missing are the hammer out of brewery. I'm not sure we makes ice nicer. Not sure we need it though. He's missing Bombos out of the Skullwood's big key chest. Again, don't technically need it, but very nice to have. There's a potion, a bottle with, I believe, a red potion in Ice Palace in the spike chest, I think. Krithel was gonna clip off the mountain, chooses to do something else. We have plain old regular Flute Mitts Pearl Dark World access. So he's going to go to Eastern from Thieves Town. We actually have the Thieves Town big key. We will use that to open the Eastern big key door. And then he will be able to complete his last crystal. Which is good, because I'm getting hungry. Chat has lost interest in the race and is discussing theoretical ways to beat this seed with fewer items. So here we go, another West YBA. We're gonna drink the potion in the door, back out 2 pixels, exactly 2 pixels. Ooh, that might have been too many. Actually, 2 or 3 might work, but either way it worked. And he will not even bother with the big key chest. Probably won't even bother with the big chest. Maybe that's worth it to check for a sword. He'd like a sword. Nope. Just going to exit and run straight to Armos. Maybe we'll get this chest. Yep. I wonder if he'll even check the cannonball chest. He does not. So Krithel is just booking it for Ganon. I'm not sure we'll see any shenanigans to get back to Armos quickly. Oh, we got some Tam shopping. Can't always be sure of what potions you want right away. Green, red, who knows? I believe JD did collect the crystal. I believe he reloaded Thieves Town before doing things. But I'm not 100% sure. Right, so we saw JD trying this before. He wants to drink a potion and take this overworld transition on the same frame. That will get him in a fake flute in the Dark World. The main effect, which is getting Super Bunny. So we get a Light World screen to begin with, but he needs to, this is fake Light World, I believe. Now we're on the Dark World screen. Oh, so JD did not, in fact, collect the crystal. That is what he is doing now. And the hammer was in the brewery, so... Yes, this is not fake Dark World, so he doesn't want to go in there just yet. So JD does not have the Thieves Town crystal. Now, small keys are always indifferent. Probably don't need it. So Krithel now needs to beat Aghanim 2. We're probably going to do that from Turtle Rock with a potion or two. I forget, there's a new way to do this since last I checked. You may need a second potion, but you could do it with one. Yeah. Very cute. Yeah, so this is the way I know, which is just go south. Oh, he makes a mistake, but that's okay. He only needs one, and he has a backup. Malmo, you need to play more entrance. That bomb jump is easy. So no shenanigans, backing out pixels or anything like that. For this particular trick, just hold down once you get it. Is this Final Fantasy 8 or 9 music? I think it's 9, right? So, here we go. The Final boss of Final Fantasy IX, Ganon. We're stuck on Master Sword, but we do have silvers. And there is JD collecting the Thieves Town Crystal. Friendly position from Ganon for the Master Sword fight. I wonder if Krithel knew for sure that he was going to bounce between the bats there on that spin. Don't have Samari to make this a little nicer. JD confirming the hammer is there in Brewery. And there we go, the final arrow on Ganon for Krithel. So now that we've defeated Kuja, Necron is going to be behind this door for no reason, and the real final fight will begin. So Krithel finishes with a time of 1:29:01. We will see about getting Krithel in here for a post-race interview. So JD is, what's he going to do from here? Does not have the pearl. I believe the fire rod was in Rando room. That's why he does not have the fire rod yet. We are joined once he unmutes by Krithel here, our race winner.
Hello.
Yep, good game.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, you had, from our perspective, things were different, but you had a bit of a oh no go mode there.
Yeah, I was in go mode a lot sooner than I actually gave in and did it. But yeah, I could have. I think Fire Rod would have done it. I think I had everything I needed when I got Fire Rod, but then I carried on searching, which helped in the end. Knowing TR was a pendant was good. Ice was a questionable clear, but at least I got the Eastern info. Saved me to the desert. So.
Yep. So the final pendant was there on Lanmo. Fire Rod was when we started thinking about go mode. Very nice to get that Bombos out of the back of Skull Woods, I would think.
Yeah, Bombos and the third bottle were both big reliefs. Given how my glitching had gone today, I really didn't want to deal with the Maya dupe.
Yeah, so you went for something I've only ever seen Tajso even demonstrate fooling around after a race. You went for the overworld conveyor map wrap off the top of the ether screen to get into Thieves' Hideout to get into Mire.
Yeah.
So
it's normally relatively consistent if you know the steps. There's a lot of little things you need to know to do to avoid things going wrong. And I'll need to watch back to work out what I missed because I have no idea why it was failed. I know why the first one failed, but the rest of them I had no idea. So I've just missed something.
yeah, so one or two of those times, we believe you entered EG. Is that true?
Yeah, so you go into EG if something goes wrong during the setup. When you transition from Thieves' Hideout into Maya, you transition on the wrong layer for whatever reason.
And I suppose you can see that by the way you are in the wall as you enter that Mire Big Key room.
Yeah. So as soon as you transition, if you don't see Link kind of sitting on or moving up on the wall, then you know you're in EG. And eventually you'll see Link peep up through the pit, but I normally save and quit before we get that far.
Yep. So you might have considered saving and quitting before trying the trick at all, because what ended up happening is you hardlocked one of those times.
Yeah, so the only time I hardlocked was the first time, which was way out of error. So it's the danger of it. There is a hardlock risk there. Normally very mitigatable. Like, normally you can save and quit out if you see you're going to hardlock. I didn't spot that I still don't know why that happened. Either I was slightly off center or I overbuffered and there's some sub-pixel nonsense. I didn't see either of those happen, but I was clearly not with it at that point. So
are you sure you're hardlocked there, or what are you
so
sure?
What happens is you kind of hit a transition when you're off the top of the map. Any movement you take will just kind of hit a transition. It's that weird fade out transition you get when you go into the woods, but the game doesn't have anywhere to put you, and you just stay on a black screen. Which it's the danger of going up off the top of the map.
So I don't think we saw anything otherwise too exotic. We thought maybe you would be never getting that sword out of escape. Were you ever thinking about duping either of those swords you found?
Not really. Until I got Fire Rod, I don't think I would have really started considering a dupe. Where did I even find the first sword? Oh, in GT, right?
Yeah, behind Ice Armos and Escape Map Chest. I don't know. I think Ice Armos is possible. I don't know how you do that Escape Chest.
I'd have to sit and have a look. But yeah, I don't know how to dupe Ice Armos as is. So that wouldn't have really been on the table. And then obviously once I found Master Sword, I was good-ish. So just rolled with it. But yeah, the early part of this seed, there just wasn't a lot of great items. I mean, in the end, there wasn't a load of great glitching going on in this seed. So, we actually got given a lot by the end. But at the start, you didn't get a lot of great glitching items to play around with.
Yeah, regular old Mitz Pearl flute access to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, when you remember you need Pearl. It does help.
Yep. Let's see. I don't think there was anything else real exciting. JD killed Landmo and got the powder, which turned into the cape. Not too interesting, but if we'd found the hookshot, maybe it'd have become interesting. JD didn't. JD has mostly followed behind you, but I'm not familiar with quite as many glitches, so has not been able to clear it quite as fast. So he is now in Skull Woods. I think you're probably watching, but has his Fire Rod doing Skull Woods. Probably going to get Bombos and will be on track. I'm not sure he has full pendant information. You got yours. I don't know where the Turtle Rock
Eastern
map was.
Turtle Rock map, I think, was in Skull here. And then Eastern map was in Ice. Oh, Eastern map doesn't matter for pendant. So, if you full clear Skull here, I think you'll find. So
anything aside from the shenanigans with your your overworld conveyor really stand out to you?
No, I don't think so. You know, a lot of failed glitches, but when you wake up early, that's going to happen. Just about being able to move on and not get too flustered. It's the hardest part, no logic. Things start going wrong.
You get stuck in the wall trying to do the Turtle Rock climb.
Yep. Yeah, you can often, if you hit your head against something for too long. Like, if I kept on going that high, I don't think I'd ever got it. Kept on losing time at that point.
Yeah, and then you were trying to hover to the right side of Pod. I think you stopped, not really because you wanted to stop hovering, but because you wanted to make sure you had health to do your door juke there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you need a little bit of health to get that door juke done. So the fastest way of looping it all around is to get the hover over to right side. Obviously, that's a little tricky, and I hadn't had any chance to warm up, so my hovers weren't great today. So yeah, once I had took a few falls, I knew I was just going to go straight over to right just to give myself at least one chance at doing the bomb juke, which thankfully went well, because that's what led to my sword in the end.
Yeah. And then, let's see, there was something else that has just escaped me. Oh, time. Yeah, so I believe this race started at 7 a.m. for you.
Yeah, little on the early side, but...
Is this on this, for you, is this on the very early side, or is this more...
I certainly am not normally awake by this point.
No.
To get up later, so... Yeah, definitely in the early parts of the race, very much waking up still.
Nothing like a early morning overworld conveyor to mire and a hover.
Absolutely. Nothing wakes you up better than a good few hard locks.
Yep. So, let's see. I think this was the first game here of the series. Is that true?
It was, yes. This was game 1.
Do we have
at least one more to go?
Do we have game 2 scheduled for any particular time?
Not formally. It might happen same time tomorrow, but I'll have to chat with JD about that.
Oh, that'll be great. Hopefully I won't be on comms again for that one. So this started at 2 a.m. for me. It's not a big deal for reasons, but...
Yeah, this is a fun time to start.
Our tracker will not be the same tomorrow night, it sounds like. I'm also up, I think, at 2 a.m. So JD working on Mothula has the Mire Medallion. Should be good for Ice Palace. Nothing. We have Hammer and Glove, no problem. Simple matter of, well, he doesn't know between Eastern and the end. He doesn't even know Ice. So Eastern Ice or Turtle Rock are what are the candidates for his last pendant. We'll see what he does. Meanwhile, I think if you would like to get on with your early morning, Krithel.
I was gonna say, I think I'll need to leave you here. And,
Yep. All right, so good game. Good luck in the next race at whatever time. And I believe
Thank you very much.
The winner of this will go on to face the winner of the match that was just before. I don't know who won that. I think that was Coxla and VZ Cat. And then I believe the loser will... Purdy Wong, I think, is waiting for the loser. So, good luck in your races.
Thank you. Thank you for the commentary.
Yep.
Thanks, Malmo, on tracking.
And have a nice day. All right, so I sort of doubt that we have anything on the schedule here later in this evening for Speed Gaming, so we could stay with the JD until he finishes. I think he just discovered his last pendant at Turtle Rock, so he has a clear path to the end of the game. I think we're going to Mire here. We can simply click. I think. Oh, I'm on the wrong. There we go. So he's going to Mire. I'm not sure what he's got in his bottles, but he thinks he can beat Vitreous. So I think that's what's going to happen here. The third bottle that made things easier for Krithel is in Ice Palace. I'm not sure JD has even been on this screen, but he has all 3 medallions, so it doesn't matter. He's going to continue checking for maybe similar reasons. Maybe a sword would be nice. Unsure about medallions. Oh, pretty sure I saw him get bombos. Oh, he just quick swapped by a little too fast. All right, so now we're wondering. No bombos, wow. So not such a clear path. Looks like... How could he skip? Alright, well, I guess we missed JD skipping bombos during that Krithel interview. See, I guess it seems like sort of a slow check, but it seems like the kind of thing you'd like to do during a Skullwoods clear while you're there. Maybe he'll quick swap again and we'll get confirmation on it. But we're going in the Ice Palace. This is a sensible thing to do. We do have the Fire Rod, so we don't need bombos. Too bad we don't have Samaria, but not a big deal. So JD could, if he skipped Big Key Chest in Skull, he could skip things here in Ice, so he may not get that bottle. That'd be a little strange, but he did skip the Big Key Chest in Skull, we think. No Samaria, we have to do an old-fashioned glitch to complete Ice Palace. And he does have to do it, not having the Ice Palace Big Key or Samaria. Alright, so let's see if he checks the right side here. I don't think there's much reason not to. Yeah, okay. So he will at least get this bottle. We'll see if he goes... Yeah, he does not go to right side. So he's saying he's in go mode. He's going to choose to dupe the Meyer key the old-fashioned painful way. Not even with a push. Right, so there's the eastern map that we were talking about. JD doesn't need it, I think, to know. But so he's saying he's in go mode, skipping chests. Yep, so we're gonna powder the fairy, sort of. No, wait, is that? No, that was Quake. Right, I thought I saw Bumbo, so I got excited. So JD now has to use those sword beams that he just got. Yep, no bombos. Alright, well, he was not careful there, but I think he got 2 extra hits there. Yep. So he'll have an extra fire rod shot. Trying to dash poke with Master Sword on Cold Stare is not a good idea. Drinks a potion for the... Using a potion the wrong way and no logic here to refill health. There's Cold Stare down, partial clear of Ice Palace. Didn't miss anything interesting in Ice Palace, but without that Bombos, we're going to see a multi-step process to beat Vitreous. We're going to see the same thing to beat Vitreous. But we're going to see a multi-step process to get the Mire Crystal here. Going to take... We're going to have to see it. In fact, that bottle might have been go mode for JD because he's going to have to... I'm not sure how he would have beaten Vitreous otherwise. Because that's going to let him go from Eastern to Mire, have 2 bottles in Mire, and beat Vitreous that way. Now we gotta think about what's in our bottles. Nope, we want one of those to be green, I think. So I think we're gonna bomb ourselves. Yep, he's thinking about it. You do want to bomb yourself. Drink one of those reds, get a green. Or you could be adventurous and use a red to get your Vitreous. We do have silver arrows, so not being able to see Vitreous isn't going to be too much of a problem. But he is going to choose to swap one of those reds for a green. So, using a red versus a green is a matter of what the Vitreous fight is going to look like. There would be heavy graphical corruption if you used a red potion to get there. There's some risk of something more bad than simply graphical corruption sometimes if you use a red to get to Vitreous. I don't know if that's console specific. I just know that I'm not supposed to do it. That is the rule for me. Alright, so we're going into Eastern. From Eastern, we're going to go to Mire. I am not on Super NT. But I also think that that particular VRAM, I have been warned against it whether or not you're on Super NT. Alright, so JD is going to check some chests here in Eastern. Krithel was hard skipping chests here. At this point, did not collect that cannonball chest. Did not get the... Yeah. So JD decides that's not quite worth it to go over there to check the... I think that's the map chest in Eastern. Unfortunately, I don't think he was in go mode. He just... I'm not sure what happened. We were doing the interview and we missed what he did in Skullwoods. But either way, he does not currently have Bombos, and he is go moding without it. So we are going to YBA north in this door here. That will get us to the Mire entrance. Yeah, it was in the big key chest of Skull. Alright, so Mire 2 with a broken camera, so the Wizrobes aren't synced for the proper NMG fast Mire 2. So who knows when these guys spawn. Got a popo. So from here, we will see the same thing, provided he doesn't make a mistake. We'll probably see the same thing that Krithel did. Yeah, JD does not have a mire key, or we're coming from Eastern, so we need a small key. I'm not sure why he's getting in this chest. I guess we're hoping for a sword. But either way, JD needs to come to this side to get a small key from under the pot. Then he will YBA into Aga Tower, and YBA from Aga Tower to the Vitreous fight. Not sure why we... Okay, just a couple extra checks here. I think maybe he didn't really mean to do that. So we do need to keep a mire key here, though, so he cannot go do those fire lock checks. Alright, so here we go. JD has been a little uncomfortable with the YBA inputs, so having to do 2 here chained gonna be a little tricky, and then he has to remember to back out exactly, well, I've been saying exactly 2 pixels, but it might be 2 or 3. So we're pause buffering here, I think, to try to do this a little safely, to try to make sure he doesn't accidentally drink the potion. Yeah, I think Krithel's correct that it's either 2 or 3 all the time. I feel like I remember being told it was 2 or 3 based on what you did, and then doing it wrong and discovering it worked anyway. But I am not sure. There we go. So JD gets the first YBA. He needs to be very careful and back out. 2 or 3 pixels, who knows? That looked like 3, and it worked. Oh, okay. I thought for a second that the camera was broken. Alright, so now he needs to do a spin YBA north. I did not pay full attention, but I'm a little worried that he did not have his sword spin charged. Alright, so now it's charged. Alright, so he is doing a method, there we go, and he gets it. So that method, I'm told, is a little safer, but a little more difficult. The safety being that you won't accidentally drink the potion. Alright, so we beat Vitreous and we collect the Eastern Palace Crystal. Now we need to collect the Mire Crystal and defeat Armos. One of those is going to be relatively straightforward, the other not so much. Oh, I finally recognized JD's MSU, his soundtrack. That is the Poly Bridge. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2, but it's one of the Poly Bridge soundtracks. No. Is it? Or am I? Yeah, yeah, excuse me. Sounds similar. It's just a guitar version of Mario Brothers music. I could swear that's Polybridge music. Well, we're not going to worry about it. So JD is going here to Kakariko to do something. Did we not open the eastern? Yeah, okay, so we're opening the eastern big key door here. Okay, so we have a mix of music. So it's possible I did hear the Polybridge soundtrack. Alright, so we're going to see another West YBA here. Another case where you have to hit the YBA and then back out some number of pixels. And then proceed. And we will be taking the Thieves Town Big Key into Eastern Palace. And opening the Big Key door to be able to beat... okay, just taking damage. There we go, successful YBA. Now I think his preferred method is pause buffer, so there's 1 pixel. There's some extra pixel backwards, but I think we'll be fine. We have 2 Thieves Town small keys. We could have picked up a 3rd. I'm very disappointed that he didn't do that. We could have had 3 Thieves Town small keys. So Krithel didn't even open this chest. Just the desert map. Yep, so we already have the Eastern Palace Crystal. We can just go straight to Armos. There, we briefly had 3 Thieves Town small keys. We could have had 4. That could have happened. Yeah, we have already killed Vitreous and collected the Eastern Crystal, so we are just killing Armos in Thieves State. So now all that is left is to collect the Mire Crystal. And that's going to be some work. Lacking hook pushing. Lacking the Mire Medallion. I don't think we need the Eastern Crystal. I think we killed Vitreous and got the Eastern Crystal from Vitreous. Is that not true? Yep. Okay. So we are going to Hera. In Hera, we are going to open the big key door if we have not already. Oh, it's 1 a.m. You're sitting cushy on the West Coast. I'm at 4 a.m. Poor Melma. So what we are going to do is we are going to go in this big key doorway. We're gonna kill these enemies first because they're a problem. We are going to do a south YBA. We are going to back out a precise amount, I believe. We are going to do a second south YBA. What that will do is write the open state of this doorway into the sewer door in the throne room on the mantle. So that door will be written open, despite the fact that it is a shutter door on the north side. So we will be able to walk through it. And the way that door works is because the front of the castle and the sewers are considered different dungeons by the game. They have different numbers, so that transition in particular, and only that transition, changes your dungeon ID. And the way it does that is with a mathematical operation called an XOR, exclusive OR. Just flips all the bits from, if it's a 1, it turns into a 0. If it's a 0, it turns into a 1. The practical effect is that if you come to that door with some other dungeon ID, it will get turned into some other dungeon ID by that transition. So, in effect, because XOR is its own inverse, the dungeons end up paired. So, each dungeon has a corresponding dungeon, which can be turned into the other by that transition. You can get the ID of the other dungeon. I believe Ice Palace is paired with Aga Tower. I forget what Eastern is paired with. But for our purposes, Mire is paired with Pod, I think. So we are going to Pod. We're going to get Pod State. We're going to go from Pod to Hera. We're going to clip through Hera into the sewers. We're going to go through that door that he just deleted from Hera. We're going to go back from the sewers to Hera. And we are going to collect the Mire Crystal out of the Molder Marina. That is what is going to happen. Deleting the door is one of the big half of this trick. So Tam listing the pairings. Eastern is paired with Desert. Hera is paired with Thieves. Pod and Mire, as I said. Swamp and Skull, Ice and Aga Tower, and Turtle Rock and GT. Yeah, so it was, yeah. So I think the only one besides so this one, the Pod and Mire pairing, is important for this reason that we are doing right now. I think the other one that can be used is the Skull Swamp pairing. I guess I've heard of the Ice Aga Tower pairing being used. Alright, so we've gone from Pod to Hera. I'm thinking, yeah, that's right. Okay, so I was thinking of a different trick with ice and agate tower. So it's swamp and agate tower that are there. So there JD goes, dashing right through that shutter door that has been deleted. So he goes through it despite the fact that it looks closed. So now he is in, as far as the game is concerned, Mire. So as soon as he gets into any boss arena that's already had its boss defeated, he will be able to collect the crystal. He's going to do that by going from the sewers here through the key rat door to Hera. We're going to go south. It's going to look... I forget if you're it might be nicer if you light the torch here. Oop. Has to be careful not to save and quit as he pause buffers into position. I think what happens is his light cone is going to get split. I think he made a mistake. No. Did not accidentally drink the potion. Yeah. I was going to say, he also has to be careful not to make this a spin YBI. I'm not sure it matters, but I think it does. I think that would be very bad. So what you have to do for this YBA is you have to hit the YBA and then you have to back out of the door. And I think that would be easier if he lit the torch, because I think his light cone is going to be graphically split and placed on either side of the screen. But we will see in a moment. I think once he gets this trick, I'm going to have to step away for a second and get something to eat. That'll be quick, though. So there's the split light cone that makes backing out of the doorway hard. I'm worried he's gone too far, but he did not go too far. Sprites are despawned. I don't know if that's a problem. I think it's not. And there we go. There's our last crystal for JDSilvergun. He now needs to get to Aghanim 2. I believe he'll get there the same way Krithel did. He'll get a red potion. I think he's out. Go to Turtle Rock and do the lava dive. Blue, I guess, is just for the fight? Yeah. Well, Well, it's a super tile. Okay, fair enough. So, our final trick of the game will be going from, well, it'll be a sequence of tricks, I guess. I'm going to clip off the bottom of the mountain into Hera. That's how you get to Hera. We'll give the crystal switch a slap on the butt. Not important to the trick, but we did do it. We're going to get into this wall, and we're going to do a little circular motion. Half circle back, as I was saying. Preceded by a teleport. And just sort of jump through walls. I'm going to clip right through this rail with spin speed. Walls are a suggestion. We're not going to do the bomb jump, that's disappointing. That makes us have to kill these pokies. Meanwhile, we get acoustic. This is Mega Man 3. I forget which one this is. Mega Man 3. It's definitely Mega Man 3. I think Snake Man. Anyway, I'm going to do a South YBA here. I'm not going to have to do anything fancy to... no fancy backing out to fix our camera. We're just going to hold down once we get it. Ganon is not the final boss of Mega Man 3. Necron is the final boss of every game for no reason. Yes, the true final boss of No Logic is the Maya Crystal. No, when you defeat the Maya Crystal, it drops ether. That's the rules. Do we have someone here in chat who has never seen Only to the Past Randomizer at all, let alone No Logic? Welcome to the deep end. There we go. JD gets the YBA. Falls into the lava. Aghanim 2 lives in the lava. We get rainbow pallets. And from here on, we should have a regular Aghanim 2 into Ganon fight. JD could get a little cheeky here and try to clip out of bounds of the Aghanim 2 arena to save a couple frames on the flute from Agging him 2 to the pyramid. And he is trying it. Castlevania. All right, quick. Place your bets. What's the music for Ganon? What game? Cannot immediately place this track. It may be just the acoustic version of the regular fight music. I can't even tell. All right, how about this? Get out your EG maps. Could you do a double YBA on the right side of Hyrule Castle, south, or would it have to be a triple to close the Hyrule Castle map chest? So, as someone was saying in chat, we went through all of that, and somehow we still only have the Master Sword. As I was saying, we are thinking about a way to duplicate one of the swords we did find. So JD switching to the cape here. He did buy 2 blue bottles for this fight, so he should be fine. A little bit of frantic lamping there. Almost missed the torch. But 4, 3 more, 2 more should do it. That is it. So good game to JDSilvergun. Good work finishing this out. I think it's also very late for him. Finishes with a time of 2:21:12. And we'll see if this late at night we're going to get an interview. JD asking if hook shot or Samari was found. They were not. No such luck. So we will be getting an interview here in a second. Suspect the collection rates will be somewhat similar. JD opened a few extra chests in Eastern, maybe elsewhere. I don't think anything major was. It's not like he went into Swamp or Turtle Rock. Did beat Landmo. So we'll see about this interview here. Ah, there's a microphone issue. We will see if it's happening. So this was the first game of this series. There's another series going on that the winner will face. The loser of this series will face Purdy Wong in the lower bracket. I think this tournament is running way ahead of schedule, at least for the upper bracket. So we could see some lulls here. Some people may have to wait for their opponent. JD joining us in chat at least. I'm not sure we have a microphone situation going on here. All right, well, meanwhile, on the schedule for this tournament, let's see if I can bring it up here real quick. So, Coxla versus Zakat is the other series that the winner is waiting on. The winner of this series will play the winner of that series. Let's see about upcoming races. All right, so Thursday evening, whenever that is for you, tonight, we will have on SpeedGaming Doomtap versus Breadcoon. I don't know whether that's the first game. Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon, both at 4 p.m. Eastern, is Nobly versus Krebel. That'll be game 1 and game 2 respectively. That's all I see on the schedule for now. I believe we have JD working on the microphone. I see him in Discord. Let's see if we can pull him in. All right, Doom versus Bread is game 2. that is tonight at 7 p.m. Alright, so I'm hesitant to drag in JD myself. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I could do that. Alright, that was a Discord sound. I don't know whose Discord sound. Alright, I'll do it. Alright, we're joined probably by JDSilvergun here. Good game.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Alright, so how'd you like that seed?
It was pretty awful. I had no idea where to go the entire time, and I don't know, I tried to make a play to swamp, and I just couldn't do it because I thought no one is going to go there, so maybe something good might be there, I hope, and then I just gave up on it, and after that, just not knowing what the pendants and crystals were, I just didn't know what to do, so I'm guessing I was late to the Moon Pearl. I have no idea.
Yeah, so the whole seed was sort of bad for both players. It was, yeah, our tracker was just saying the maps were stingy, so hard for anybody to know what was going on. You followed very similar paths. The difference was two things. Krithel's overall knowledge of a few more glitches and comfort with things like the dash buffers and YBAs that just really added up in terms of time. But one of the other thing was an item difference where Krithel got Bombos out of the big key chest of Skull Woods. So never had to do that sequence to dupe the Mire Crystal.
Thought about checking that, but you never know where it's going to be. And yeah, this is the first time I've actually ever done a race, so I was pretty nervous. So my execution, I feel was even worse than usual, but I figure at some point you just got to put yourself out there because I want to play the game. It's fun.
Yeah, so there's lots of things you can do. The obvious is to improve your comfort with those dash buffers to get those clips faster. You're going to have to learn one of the regrips to really get those down. And then work on the YBAs.
Yeah, practice makes perfect, right?
Yep. So, I'm not sure. Krithel never found, other than Bombos, which was a big deal, Krithel never found anything interesting like the hookshot or Samaria or the mirror. Mostly similar.
Yeah,
path.
looking at it looks like we found exactly the same stuff. Well, he didn't check the bat for cape, and powder was on Landmo, so he never did that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Seeds like that are all YBAs, so it can get really frustrating. I practiced a lot of different situations because you never know what kind of seed you're gonna get, and I am pretty comfortable with some stuck pushes and Samaria hook pushes, but obviously we didn't get the chance to do that time, which was unfortunate, but it happens.
You spend all day practicing hook pushes and you have a good old-fashioned YBA seed.
Yeah, I've only been doing glitches in this game for a few months, and other than the ones everybody knows, like Icebreaker and Harapod and stuff. So it's kind of maybe got in over my head, but it looked like fun, so I just wanted to do it.
Oh yeah, this is a very good no logic performance for someone who's been doing this as long as you have. I've been doing it longer, and I wouldn't know how to do some of the stuff you did, I think. Certainly not without some brushing up.
I have watched a lot of streams like Krithel and Malmo at checks, and a lot of the really good runners, but could you think of a specific example of what you're talking about? Something that I knew that you didn't know, because I'm surprised.
Oh, Let's see. Some of the, like, backing out of the key rat door to do that YBA properly to get from sewers to Hera. I'm not sure I'd have to think about that. What else? Some of the bomb clips like that, simply the Ice Palace lobby bomb clip. There are a million setups for that, and I knew some of them at some point, and I get them mixed up. I can't do any. I've never bothered to learn hook pushing. So, I mean, I sort of lost interest with hook pushing. So,
well, I mean, that's fair if you don't want to learn it. But the IP lobby clip, I don't know. I can't explain the visual cue, but I have done some attempts at AD, RMG, and did a lot of HMG seeds. So, like, I just kind of knew it from that. That one is kind of, I never usually struggle with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't with a little bit of practice. I just know there are a million ways to do it, and I forget because I got them all mixed up with each other. But yeah, I don't think I've ever actually. Maybe I've once deleted the sewer door and duped something. Because the way I used to play No Logic was entrance. And that's a different set of things that you want to do.
And no logic with entrance rando, so the potion shop is probably your most.
That's a thing. There's a There's a SOM YBA where you press right to do the Samari glitch, and then 1 frame later you have to press 1 frame later the button to use your potion, and that gets you from somewhere to the potion shop, and that's important to know.
Oh, really?
Huh. Where is that? What room is that from? It's 4 a.m. Nobody. Where is that? Oh, gross. That's in an auto door, too. That's from the chicken hut to the potion shop. Good times. You should try it. Everybody should try it. Everybody wants to try that, right?
This just sounds hard.
So I'm not sure. SOM YB, that's a niche thing that used to be more important, but better ways have been found, namely hook pushing. Anyway, what time is it for you?
Let me check here. 3:38 a.m.
Okay, so very early in the morning. If you would like to be on your way to bed or perhaps work or somewhere, we could let you go. Do you have any further thoughts on the seed?
I don't know. I just wish I had played a little better. Like, I know I can play better than that, but I guess I was just really nervous because, like I said, I've never raced anybody before at A Link to the Past, so I don't know. I'm just glad that I realized at some point that I actually, like, had enough items to beat the seed. It just wasn't... I mean, it just wasn't ideal, but I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
So did you need that 3rd bottle for Go Mode out of Ice Palace? Or were you thinking Go Mode before that?
I could have done it without it, but, well, I mean, I would have probably... Because my Ganon fight was horrible, so that would have probably made that harder, but, I mean, I've done worse Ganon fights. Sometimes, I guess, I never properly learned the Master Sword Ganon fight without Samaria, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could have done all of that. It just might have taken more trips. So you have to use 2 potions to delete the door, then 2 potions, 1 from Pod to Hera, and then 1 from the sewers back to Hera. And, oh, actually, now that you mention it, Meyer may have been an issue, unless I think Meyer may have been an issue because the way I got to Vidi was YBA from Eastern, then 2 YBAs after that. So maybe I did need it to because I'm not sure what I would have done without the mirror or some other way to get to the boss. I probably did need it now that you mention it.
Yep.
I can't think of any other way off the top of my head.
Yeah, I certainly would have needed it. That's the only way I would have thought to do it. Or Bombos, of course. Would have been nice. Yeah. So, that's... I don't think anyone has gone from, not really learning the Master Sword Genin fight into a no-logic race in which they had to do it. So that's very impressive progress. This is a very respectable race time. Some new players can't get this time in a regular old seed with plain logic.
Yeah, I've done about 15 or 16 no logics, I think. I just tried to do like one a day since I signed up for the tournament, and I only have got a sub 2 hour time once, and it was like a 1:52. So, I mean, hopefully we're on the right track, but thank you for the kind words, though.
Yep. All right, so it is 4:41 a.m. I'm hungry. No offense, but I think we're going to wrap this up here. At 4:41 a.m.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, at 4:41
no,
a.m.
Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah. Yep, you're welcome. Good game to Krithel. Good game to JDSilvergun. At 4:41 a.m., I don't think we have anything else around on a Speed Gaming channel. Certainly not that I know about. Thanks to Malmo for many things, but in particular tonight, tracking those invisible items. And good luck in your future races, JD and Krithel. And good night, everybody.